Hi guys, welcome back to my channel and welcome if you're new. I hope you're all doing well and welcome back to my November. Yes, that's right, November TBR. Oh my god, how? But it's fine, we roll with it. With the way the end of my year is personally planning out with going on holiday, I need to film a lot of content before I go so you guys still have like new year, new goals, new TBRs, new year content right at the beginning of the year, which means I am actually cutting off my kind of TBR by the middle of December, which means November is my last full month to get a lot of reading done. And this TBR is going to dedicate what I'm going to hope to achieve to read by the end of the year. Holy moly. So yes, that's right, Goodreads chooses my TBR is back for November because I had so much fun filming it last month. It kind of just left everything out into the open and you guys seem to really enjoy it. I really enjoyed it, and so far, I'm filming this near the end of October, so far Goodreads has actually kind of picked kind of well for what books I was reading. I've had a really good reading month so far, so I'm putting my trust in Goodreads once again. I'm just going to get my screen recording. So my screen is now recording. Unlike last month where I kind of let Goodreads pick some of my books from my physical TBR and then some from my interested in list, I am just going to do a physical TBR picks this month because there are a lot of books on my physical TBR that I kind of want to and need to read by the end of the year. So therefore I don't want to kind of like try and figure out how I'm going to read some of my books from my interested in list like on my library or on Scribd, because I just kind of want to focus on getting my physical TBR down and reading some of those priority books that were kind of featured in my end of the year TBR and other kind of arcs and books that publishers have sent me that I would like to get to before the end of the year because of commitments. So that is the plan. I'm going to randomize my TBR 5 times, so Goodreads is going to pick 5 books from my physical TBR for me to read. So without stalling anymore, let's hop into it. So I still have 36 books on my TBR. I think it was 38 when I filmed this in October, but yes, I've added books to my TBR and yes, I've read some, so they're not, the number isn't as low as I'd like it, but 36, not bad. So I have 36 in my TBR, so I'm going to do min 1, max 36, and the first book that Goodreads is picking for me to read is number 33. From the bottom is 1, 2, 3! Oh, okay, yay! Wait. Wait. 36, 35, 34, 33. And I have already read House on the Cerulean Sea. I read it in October. Why is it still on my physical to be read? So, to make my heart happy, because I wanted to read this book in November or at the end of October anyway, I'm going to just go down to the book underneath it, and that is A Magic Steeped in Poison by Judy Lin. I'm going to go grab it because it's over there. So this is the book. How pretty is it? It's absolutely stunning, and this is a fantasy book. I know, who am I? But this is the other book I got alongside The House in the Cerulean Sea when I went to my local Waterstones and got some books outside my comfort zone to try and get me out of my reading slump, which I want to say has now passed. Hopefully, fingers crossed. So this was the other book that I picked out because it was a fantasy kind of based around the art of tea making, and the cover drew me in and it just sounded like kind of interesting, like a really different take on fantasy, so I picked it up to give it a go. It says, a breathtaking tale with a stunning magic system rooted deep in Chinese mythology and tea-making traditions. Love and magic overflow past the brim in this work of beauty. For Nin, the only thing worse than losing her mother is knowing that it's her own fault. She was the one who unknowingly brewed the poison tea that killed her. The poison tea that now threatens to also take her sister. And I just think it sounds really interesting, so yay! It's starting too well. It's starting too well. So that's the first book that Goodreads has chosen for me to read in the month of November. The second book Goodreads will choose me to read is number 9. Quite an early book on my TBR then. Let's scroll back to the top. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh, okay! This is going too well. Too well. And the reason I say it's going too well is because this is one of the books that is on the Instagram reel that I did of 5 books that I'd like to get to by the end of the year. It's also featured in the end of the year TBR video that I've done on my channel. So I'm just very happy that this book has actually made it to the TBR, so I don't have to read it additionally. This book basically follows two characters, one called Chase, who is a kind of like wannabe actor, and the other one is a life coach called Olivia, and their lives kind of cross paths as Olivia struggles to be this actor that she really wants to be. No, that's the life coach. Chase, she really struggles to be this actress that she wants to be, so Olivia kind of helps her in some way. I have heard no one talk about this book. Kindly, Chrissy got me this book for when I hit monetization. Yeah, so this book's been on my TBR for quite a while, and I just haven't really ever kind of prioritised it because no one talks about it, and that kind of scares me. But you got to give books a try, and I am really intrigued to kind of see what this plot kind of does, because an actress and a life coach, it sounds quite an interesting mix. So I'm excited, so grateful that this has made my TBR, because it means I don't have to stress about reading it outside of these 5 books. The third book that Goodreads is gonna choose for me to read, please be a good one, is number 10. It's just underneath the page. No, I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. In October, I gave myself 2 vetoes for books that I just don't want to read. And unfortunately, Crazy Rich Asians is just not a book I want to read. I did want to read it, which is why Ko kind of gifted it to me, because it was on my wish list. But I'm just not in the mood to read it. I just haven't heard the greatest things, and I'm just never inclined to read it. And at the end of the year, when I kind of want to leave the year off with a bang, it's not going to happen. So I'm going to use one of my vetoes and veto Crazy Rich Asians. So the third book that Goodreads is going to pick for me, so take 2, is going to be 30. We'll go to the bottom again. I'm nervous. 36, 35, 34, 33, 32, 31, 30. Okay, not what I was planning, but I'm not offended. If you guys know me, you know that I love a bit of Frederick Buckman. Apart from Beartown, I have rated every single one of their books a 4 or 5 stars. Love his writing. Hopefully, I can get to reading it. It will be my kind of lower priority book, because it's not one that I definitely want to read by the end of the year, but I can imagine it being a really cozy book to read kind of when the colder months kind of draw in and the light gets dark, and the light gets darker. And the nights get darker. So I'm intrigued. This, all I know, follows a grandmother and granddaughter relationship. So I'm intrigued because one of my favourite Frederick Buckman books follows a grandson and a grandfather in Every Morning the Way Home Gets Longer and Longer. So I'm really excited to see how he does a kind of grandparent-granddaughter relationship in a full novel rather than just a novella. So yeah, this is going to break my heart, because I think I've cried at every single Frederick Buckman book I've read apart from Beartown, because I didn't like it. But that's a story for a different day. So yeah, maybe not, but I'm happy it's on my TBR. If I get around to it, I get around to it. If I don't, I don't. So the 4th book that Goodreads is going to choose for me to read is, dun dun dun, number 26. And I'm going to start from the top. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26. Okay. I have already read The Joy of Small Things, or read. I got like halfway through it and I put it to the side. I'm counting it as read because I don't think I'm ever going to like come back to it. So instead, to make myself and my life a little easier, I'm going to go for the book underneath that, which is The Vanishing Half, which is also on my end of the year TBR. So let me go get it. I have been wanting to read this book for so long. It made the books I wish I read in 2020 list. So I've been wanting to read this book for quite a while. It follows a pair of twins who grew up together in a really small southern town, and then they kind of drift apart, they start their own lives, and then they come back together. I've heard incredible things about this book, and I have wanted to read it for the longest time, as I keep saying. So I just made my life a little bit easier. I didn't go for a Joy of Small Things, so I already read it. Instead of re-randomizing, I just went to the one down. My game, my rules. This is on my end of the year TBR in my Instagram reel and in my video, so I really want to get to it by the end of the year, and it just made sense to do that. So I'm doing that. Hopefully I can get to it by the end of the year. Fingers crossed, please. Now on to the 5th and final book. What is Goodreads going to pick for me? Something good. Something good. Maybe like another one off my end of the year TBR. Fingers crossed. It's number 28. So that was 26, 27, 28. No, I'm vetoing it. I don't want to read it. I tried to read it. I didn't really get into it. It's a maybe for now. So I'm going to reshuffle and use my last veto on The Assistants by Camilla Perry. And the 5th book on my TBR for November is going to be 18. Okay. I don't like that number. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Unfortunately, I can't read that book right now because my mum's borrowing it. So, although I should only have 2 vetoes, I physically can't read this one because it's in my mum's possession because she's reading it while she goes on holiday. So, leeway, if you say. I'm going to randomise again. So, the 5th book that I'm going to be reading for November, the Goodreads has chosen for me, is number 29. Why? Right. 36, 35, 34, 33, 32, 31, 30, 29, 28, 29. Wait, what was I on? Lost count. I think it's the Lock-In by Phoebe Luckhurst. I don't want to read it. Let me try again. 36, 35, 34, 33, 32, 31, 30, 29. Yeah. I don't really want to read it. I don't know if I'm going to be reading this one, but it's The Lock-In by Phoebe Luckhurst. Emily kindly gifted this for my birthday. I did try and read it as an ebook on my phone because I brought it as an ebook because it sounded so good. It basically follows a group of 6 friends who get locked in their attic. I've forgotten the name of them. They get locked in their attic whilst their kitchen is flooding. It just sounds so good, but I couldn't get into it when I tried to read it as an ebook before, and I was like, oh, maybe the physical book will be better, so I put it on my wish list, and then Emily, at the kind of the heart, gifted it to me for my birthday, so I will put it on my TBR, because I can't veto again. I can't. I would feel too bad if I vetoed again. So, this is a maybe, just like Frederick Bachman is going to be a maybe, but that is kind of it. Those are the 5 books I'm going to try and read. Let me get this sorted, this pile. These are the 5 books that I'm going to attempt to read in November to kind of finish off my year strong because, like I said at the beginning, December is kind of a write-off for me for reading because I'm going to be batch filming a lot of videos, and those are going to be like end of the year videos, so like all the books I read in 2022 and what my stats are, so I can't really be adding to those because then the videos won't be accurate. So I'm going to be cutting off my reading in like the second week of December, so I can then film all those videos, edit them and get them all scheduled before I go away to Disney World. I'm so excited! So yeah, this is the last chance to read really. So anyway, without that ramble, I'm kind of happy with this TBR. We got some books on that I definitely want to read, definitely want to prioritise, so not too shabby, not too shabby. Now on to the second portion of this video, and I'm going to be talking about 3 books that publishers, yes you heard right, publishers kindly gifted to me, and because these are kind of like the first official books the publishers have sent me in return for a review, I do kind of want to get them read before the end of the year. They may kind of go into December, but I kind of want to shout about them now so you guys are aware of the last kind of couple of months of reading for me. Ooh. The first one is one that Penguin Random House sent me. Like, what? What? This is actually a finished book, which blows my mind even more. In Case of Emergency by Poorna. I heard about this book. It sounded right up my alley. Thank you to the bottom of my heart. I really, really appreciate it, and I cannot wait to read it. I would love to read it this month. So fingers crossed I can get around to it, but this book basically follows our main character, Belle, who has a tragic accident and wakes up from a coma, and the last person she thought on this earth would be sitting next to her hospital bed is her ex-boyfriend, and that's because the last emergency contact in her phone was her ex-boyfriend, and it basically follows the story from there. It says, if this experience has taught Belle anything, it's that she should reconnect with the most important people from her past, but that's going to be easier said than done because Belle has never been good at asking for help. So I'm just really, really excited. I've heard some good things about this book already, and 2 of my favourite must-buy auto-buy authors have blurbed this book. We have Lindsey Kelk, which you guys know I absolutely adore and love, who I'll get onto in a second, which I'm so excited for. She says, an instant rom-com classic. Yes, ideal, perfect, thank you. And then we have the unforgettable Laura Jane Williams, who says funny and relatable. And you guys, I trust those 2 ladies, those 2 authors with my entire heart. So if they've blurbed this book and said it's wonderful, I trust them. I cannot wait to read this book. And then, following on from Lindsey Kelk, What's this, you may ask? An early Christmas present? Like, what the hell? Harper Collins, Harper UK, oh my god, they sent me 2 books. And not only are they 2 books, they're 2 Christmas books. And you guys know how much I love Christmas. I love Christmas. Christmas is my favourite time of year. I absolutely love it. I love it. I love it. I think I'm even more excited for Christmas this year because I'm going to Disney like straight after Christmas. So not only am I counting down to Christmas this year, I'm also counting down to being back in the magic, which just makes me unbelievably excited. So yeah, this is Lindsey Kelk's brand new book that comes out in November, so I'd really like to read it. So it's kind of ready for release day. But this is her brand new Christmas book, which is a twist on a Groundhog Day. So our main character, Gwen, yeah, she's newly single, so she ends up spending the Christmas season back in her family home. But one of those family members makes a Christmas wish and she realises that she wakes up and she's reliving the same day again, and she has to keep reliving the same day in order to kind of figure out what's happened. So I'm intrigued, and the back of the arc says the only rom-com you need under the tree at this Christmas, or this year, but you can't really see. But yeah, oh my god, ever wished it could be Christmas every day? Hell yes. And I think Lindsey Kelk is going to give me that, so I'm really excited. And I just can't believe this is my first like official proper like arc, like non-finished book in my hands that I've got before kind of like release day. So exciting! And then, keeping on the Christmassy train, Harper Collins also gifted me the newly released A Merry Little Meet Cute by Julie Murphy and Simone. Julie Murphy, I kind of recognised the name, but I was more intrigued by the cover and the plot. Julie Murphy wrote Dumpling and Pumpkin and Pudding and that kind of collection of stories. I've never read anything from Simone before, so I'm intrigued. But this book sounds so wholesome. I'm so excited. This is a spicy kind of festive rom-com. What more could you want? When Bea Hobbles takes the lead in a squeaky clean romantic Christmas movie, there are only 3 rules. Like, Christmas, one level. Christmas movies is a whole another level. So Christmas movies in a book is top tier level. I'm so excited. 1, don't get involved with anyone on set. Duh. Recipe for disaster, that is. Don't tell anyone what you do for a living, and definitely don't get involved with anyone on set. 3B, seriously. Now she's filming in Christmas Notch, a small town with Christmas trees and festive tunes all year round. Oh my god, this sounds like the perfect Hallmark movie. But Bea got a secret identity to hide, and it's not family friendly, and her co-star, Nolan Shaw, an ex-boy band member and famous for his own X-rated antics, not only knows it, but is secretly her biggest fan. And when things start to heat up on set, Brie and Nolan must keep their steamy affair under wraps and risk ruining everything. Oh my god, it sounds so good. It literally sounds like you want to watch one of those cheesy classic Netflix or Hallmark Christmas movies wrapped up into a book, and I think I'm either cold or I have goosebumps. I want to say the first one. I'm so excited. So yes, I have grown my TBR by 3 books for the month of November, but oh boy, am I excited for all 3 of these books, probably more so than the books physically on my TBR in this portion. I can't hold it. In these books, I think I'm more excited for these 3. But anyway, I'm excited for all of them. That is 8 books then on my TBR, but I am planning a fun little festive video near the end of the month for reading these 2 in 24 hours. Yes, I'm going to attempt a Christmassy themed readathon just to get these 2 Christmassy books like underway and just make me feel so festive and warm and fuzzy inside. I'm so excited. I'm just so excited. Like, thank you so much, Harper Fiction and Penguin Random House, for sending me these 3 amazing new releases. I'm so excited, and I'll leave the links to all 3 of them down below if you're interested in getting any of them yourself. You can purchase this one already. You can also purchase this one already, but this one comes out in November. So not long if you do want to pre-order it or wait till it's released. You don't have long to wait, so keep your eyes peeled for it. But yeah, I'm so excited. With that rambling out of the way, if you guys enjoyed this video, make sure you give it a massive thumbs up and subscribe down below to see future content from me. I have a lot of fun content coming up at the end of the year as well as the beginning of the year, because I will be vlogging Disney daily. So if you want to stick around for Disney vlogs, then this is the channel for you. If you want to stick around for bookish content, this channel is for you, because I do a lot of bookish videos as well. And if you just want some lifestyle, good energy content, you should stick around, because that's me. I'm rambling, so I'm going to leave you to it. Make sure you give this video a like and subscribe. I've already said that, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye, guys.